Thank you, fellow kids.
Time Bank Tom's name is Time Bank Tom because he likes to talk about time banking and the state of the economy in the 21st century.
Time Bank Tom, make it quick because there is one more song to go.
Hunting and gathering worked because we were more like the other creatures then. When we discovered farming and staying in one place made for the necessity of building upon it to make it a better place within which to do your farming. So not hunting and gathering anymore was the first big change. Well, it wasn't the first big change, but it was a big change that altered the direction that we had been going until then. When our ancestors moved from hunting and gathering to farming, they had to stay in the same place in order to harvest the bounty of their effort. And so from hunters and gatherers to people staying in the same place did this come. And we stayed in these same places for a very, very long time. A very, very long time. We've made a change as basically fundamental as when we went from hunter-gatherer to farming and staying in one place. Now we've found a way to leave that place. But the only thing we think we can take with us is money, and that will somehow allow us to survive. But it hasn't been working out, because nothing can replace what we could do for each other. For centuries upon centuries, we depended on one another for everything, with very few exceptions. Explorers, soldiers, slaves. People stayed almost in the very spot they were born in for their entire lives, for millennia upon millennia, going back to the beginning of everything we understand and know. And such a big change going from hunter-gatherer to farmers made all of this happen around because we stayed in the same place for the first time. With the invention of the automobile, we've severed that, and we're off on our way, thinking that money is going to fill those gaps that used to be filled by thousands upon thousands of years of doing these things for each other. No. We're screwing it up. We've made a big mistake. We're only depending on money. That's the big mistake. There's more than just money. There's the small things in life. There's getting up in the morning. There's taking care of those things we all need to take care of when we get up in the morning. There's eating food. There's taking care of the children, making sure they're safe. And there's going to bed again at night, getting up in the morning and doing the whole thing all over again. We need to clothe ourselves. We need to feed ourselves. We need to clean ourselves. We need a safe place to sleep. And all of the things that it takes to have a day are the things that time banking is all about. And the conversation about time exchanges and time credits and all those other things. Not barter. Barter is not the same. Barter is based in the economy, time banking, and all these other stories that start back with our hunter-gatherer relatives who became farmers till the time we cut that cord with the automobile. It's those kinds of things that I'm talking about, not the made-up economy, the caring things that brought us to this point. We've got more caring in us than we have destructive in us, I do believe. And what we've forgotten is how deep our history is and our roots are. And that's why time banking and those concepts that are similar to time banking are so important. Because somehow we have to almost mechanically put in place a mechanism that fills those spaces that have been left by money and the economy. The economy we think of as a whole thing, and we're all in it. But in fact, the economy is only being reported for half. The other half is this stuff right here, the stuff of families and neighbors and friends and friendly strangers and communities. So a time bank, a time exchange, all those other words, they all come down to the same thing. They're all trying to create a structure of relatedness where people can come together in a safe, open, friendly environment and talk to one another and get to meet one another and find out what those things are that people can do that are helpful to one another, that have nothing to do with money, never has, never will. It's the stuff we need to do when we care for one another. And we'll find, perhaps, that we have everything we need if we employ everyone we know. Not just everyone we know, but everyone we could know, because we were having this conversation, and we understood that that was part of the answer that was required. The human family is a tree that grew up, that if this is the base right here, and everything we are is here, my fingernails are the automobile. All of the history of mankind is in my hand right here. Everything from hunters and gatherers to farmers to everything, and how we've all branched off. And my fingernails right there, that's the invention of the automobile. And now we think we can forget all of this? No, I don't think so, Mom and Dad.